Hey everybody, my name is, I don't even know what my name is. That worked. Hey everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs, where you get your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge. If you're a Habs fan like I am, subscribe and ring the bell. Leave a comment and a thumbs up if you like the video. All right, say hi to the boys. Matt and Delaney are with me, and we are going to talk about, oh yeah, I should let you guys say hi when I introduce you. That's a good thing.
Yeah, Rick. We want to say hi to the viewers.
Never mind them.
Where's your Canadian hospitality?
So we're having fun here tonight, getting ready for this video. So it was Free Agent Frenzy Day today, which means, if you're not sure what that means, all the free agents in the league were allowed to sign wherever the hell they wanted to today, and pretty much that happened. So we're going to talk about it. Montreal signed, how many did they sign? 4.
Yeah, I think 4.
4 free agents that mattered. There were a couple of other minor signings
and no centers.
There were a couple of other minor signings as well, which we're not going to talk about. I don't even know Louis Del Pidio. You ever hear him before? Me neither.
No, the 2 guys. What they signed? 2 guys? I think to Laval or something like that. Or
Yeah,
they like they play in Laval. Yeah,
we're not going to talk about all the free agent signings. And then if you take Yoel Armia, who re-signed or signed an extension, which he would have been a free agent today. So that makes 5 players. 5. That Montreal have signed in the last 2 days. And we're going to talk about it briefly because I do have a couple videos about it if you want to check that out. But we're going to let Matt and Delaney here have a little say also about what they thought about the deal. So Montreal being rumored to have be signing Chris Weidman, Cedric Paquette, and David Savard. Lo and behold, that's who they signed this morning. So 2 Francophone players. Let's go over it. Chris Weidman, I guess at best, what would you say, a 7th defenseman? I mean,
probably, yeah. About a 7th defenseman, kind of the emergency D-man if somebody gets hurt, maybe.
Yeah, he's going to be the guy ahead of Xavier Ouellet. I suspect we might see.
Weidman played in the K last year, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to it when we talk about him in a sec. We'll get to it. I'll fill in on that stuff. I think we might see a guy like Caden Gooley get a few games this season. I don't think Norlinder will be up to that, but I mean, who knows? But you got to figure Weidman is the main 7th defenseman, and with Ouellet and then Gooley and probably Norlinder. That's probably like the depth chart there, I think. Okay, so we got Chris Weidman. They signed Cedric Paquette, a center. So, yeah, we did get a center, just not one that really moves the needle. Basically a 4th-line center. Probably not even a regular everyday guy, but you never know. We'll see how that goes. For 1 year, $950,000. It was Weidman that got signed for 1 year, league minimum $750,000. And then they also signed David Savard, who would be I guess the main piece of those 3 guys. Also a Quebecer, and they signed him 4 years. What was it? 3.5 million AAV. So I think it was 13.5.
Yeah, I think it's 3.5 or 3.4. One of those 2 numbers.
3.4 or 3. Yeah, whatever. 3.4. No, 3.5. Just like Sherratt and Edmondson. Same cap hit. Okay. 1 extra year, so 4 years. Which is a significant signing. I imagine Savard, he doesn't have any offense really, but he'll be probably top 4 on the right side in place of Weber. For on the roster in the pairings, I would imagine. I don't think they signed him to be on the 3rd pairing. I really don't. What do you guys think? Do you think he'll be second pairing?
Out of all of them, Savard is a big piece. Losing Weber, we needed some defensive type presence back there. Savard would do the trick. He's not going to score goals, so in a way, we're still hurting back end points. But hopefully it works out. Like you said, I can't see him being anything less than a top line defenseman in Montreal right now.
Well, top 4, not top 5.
Top 4, yeah. I think the top line right now, I'd probably go Edmondson Petrie. That'd probably be the safe bet. That's where I would go. But second line, I could definitely see like Savard on there. Look, I like his defensive play.
Sherratt Savard, I see.
Yeah. Look, I like Savard's defensive play. He's a big body.
Tough, mean guy.
Yep. He does give up a lot of shots against, but he does a really good job of clearing the danger area in front of the net. Really good job at limiting high quality chances. So I think it's a good signing to bring in. I don't mind the cap hit. I don't think it's bad.
No,
I really don't.
No, not really.
I don't mind it at all. I think it's a fine cap hit.
It's less than he made last year.
I think it's a good fit, and I know he wanted to come here for his family. I believe I read. So I think
it's unusual.
I think he's going to be, I think he's going to be happy here, and we'll see how it goes. Obviously, he's got literal mountain shoes to fill because we're not going to have Weber. But I think defensively, I think he's pretty sound. I think he'll be great.
I think for the sake of Savard, we probably shouldn't start comparing him to Weber because even at his best day, he's not a mark.
We're not though. It's not to compare him to Weber. He's replacing Weber in the lineup. I think that's it. I mean, he doesn't replace the point. I think Delaney made a good point earlier is that we're going to be hurting for points on the back end.
Yeah, I mean, I can really only see. I mean, Petrie, I think could definitely get some points for the back end. He usually does. I think Romanov, if he's given a lot more opportunity, I think he can definitely get some points.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. And like I said, Savard's not really that type of D-man, but he's very good in his own end. The only downside, and like I said, he gives up a lot of shots against, but he limits the high danger chances. He takes away the high danger area of the ice, which is great. So I think he's not. I'm not comparing him to Weber, but we needed to bring in a defensive defenseman to kind of fill the void of needing a defensive defenseman, and he's got the experience. I mean, he's just won the cup. He's got a lot of experience in the playoffs. He's got experience in this role. So I think it's a good signing. I really have no problem with it.
No, and that's the weird thing about it. Like defensively, I believe he's actually going to be better than Weber, but he's not going to have the offense. But Weber, if he was there, you'd have to worry about his age and his speed being, being a
but he's going to give you 20 points. He's going to give you 20 points, though. Where look at Savard gave, first of all, 40 games in Columbus, 1 goal, 5 assists, and in Tampa, 14 games. So he had 6 points for the whole season. So this is not a guy who puts up points. You're lacking points from the back end.
Yep,
that's what that was.
Right.
Hopefully, Romanov gets. I just found it so weird that they had the poor kid in pretty much all year and then took him out in the playoffs. Luckily,
they went with the more experienced 2 other defensemen. It was experience. That's what they went with.
Right. All right. And, like I said, I honestly think Romanov should play a lot more. I think he's a creative defenseman. I think he's really good with the puck. I think he'll definitely put up points from the blue line. I mean, we saw he can get the shots through. He can get them on net.
Okay, but Romanov didn't get signed today. Now, let's keep it to the free agent stuff. So we'll move on from Savard. Savard is who he is. I don't think there was a Weber replacement out there anyway, so I don't think that comparing him to Weber it makes sense anyways, right? There wasn't anybody like that exactly anyway. So, but I think he's going to be okay. I don't mind the signing, especially at that money. I was hearing $5 million, and at that money,
that would have been a little.
Forget it, right?
That would have been too much.
Yeah,
but no, 3.4, 3.5. I'm cool with that. I think that's absolutely fine for him.
Yeah, but they got to find a puck mover somewhere. But for that's pretty good. Okay, let's move on to
Armia resigning.
Yeah, okay, that's right. We saw Yoel Armia resigned yesterday. So it wasn't today, and he resigned.
I didn't get to talk about it. I just want
That's
to
the
give
3.4, by the way. Remember we were talking? That's the $3.4 million.
Right.
Is Yoel Armia signed for Paul Byron money. So he's here for 4 more years, $3.4 million. I think that's an excellent signing.
Absolutely.
I've heard some people say it might have been a little bit high, but if you're talking about a couple 100,000 or whatever, that doesn't.
We're talking about chump change.
Yeah, it's chump
and not
change.
only that, but just think about how versatile he is and how many places we actually use him. He can kill penalties.
He's
a ferocious forechecker. When he wants the puck, he doesn't stick check to remove the puck from the person. He removes the person from the puck.
He's a lot like Byron.
Battles in the corners. He gets the puck to the front of the net. I mean,
I don't mind.
I think he's worth every penny of it. I really do. He's such a versatile player. We use him so much. I think it was important to keep him, and I'm glad that we did.
Having Byron and Armia, it's like having, like they call a Byron a Swiss Army knife. Armia is very much like that.
Right.
Yep.
So
and with Byron too, I mean, you got that speed too. I mean, Byron is lightning quick.
Yeah.
So I would agree. I think that's a great comparison. I think Armia is like a Swiss Army knife because you could use him in a lot of different places.
So Armia was definitely a good signing, and then we all thought. I think at that point we all thought that was it for Montreal for the day. I know I did. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I thought.
I was thinking maybe Perry, maybe not. I don't know, but
Perry, we were expecting Perry, but
I didn't think we'd really go out. Maybe tomorrow we might pick. The off. I think you're leading into the Hoffman deal.
So we all thought that was pretty much.
I thought that maybe would have been like a tomorrow type thing because it was getting later in the into the evening, but like we said, we saw it.
Okay. Let me say it.
Yeah,
so we all thought it was we were done, and that would be it. Now, I know in thinking that we were talking amongst ourselves, the crew in our chat, and we were saying there's got to be some more scoring coming because they're definitely going to be needing some goals from somebody. And it didn't look like, you can't go into the next season without having added scoring because scoring was a big problem last season. So then,
play. Keep that in mind.
Like Matt said, late in the day when kind of gave up on it, they announced that they signed Mike Hoffman. Mike Hoffman signed for 3 years, $4.5 million. Mike Hoffman definitely going to give you some scoring. Mike Hoffman, along the lines of Tyler Toffoli, who is going to give you 20, 25 goals. Hoffman will give you a little bit more. He pretty much guaranteed to give you somewhere between 25 and 30. So there's.
And he's got the ability to even get a little bit more than 30. I mean, it just depends on how he's feeling, but 25 to 30, I think is
you're looking at 25
pretty
to 30
good bet.
you can pretty much pencil him in for. So there's that scoring that we wanted.
And right around the same in assists, too, maybe a little less.
Yeah,
if you look at his numbers, so
he'll get his points, and I think it was a surprise. So I did a video on this. So since Matt's very talkative tonight, Matt, what did you let us know your opinion on Hoffman?
Yeah, so obviously 5-on-5, he's not the best, but I think really what we needed was a points guy. That's really what we struggle with, especially on the power play. And I think we got that guy. Mike Hoffman has a wicked shot. He can create space to score. He can basically roof it from almost anywhere
on the power play mostly.
Well, the thing is, he scored 9 of his. Well,
7.
Last year was a short season.
7 of his. I think 7 of his goals last year were power play goals.
Right.
So it's not all of his goals. I'm just joking.
But he is. I mean, still, like on the power play. As soon as I saw that, I went, all right. Coffey on the one side, Hoffman on the other, Suzuki in the middle. Have fun defending that.
Yeah, power play
is going to be a fun power play to watch.
Better, yeah.
But he's a points guy. He's going to bring us points. He might be a little bit of a liability 5-on-5, but I think we have some pieces in there that can kind of make up for that. So I'm not that.
We lost some.
Well, we did lose Dano, but I think if he's on a line with Suzuki, I think Suzuki's good enough defensively to make up for it. So I don't, I don't think it'll be. You'll notice it, but I don't think it'll be as noticeable as what some people think. So I like the signing. It's a points guy. It's a goals guy. We needed goals. The cap hit, I don't mind. Maybe a smidge high, but again,
4.5.
it's okay.
Sir.
I think it's fine. But I like it. We bring in a goal scorer that we needed.
Delaney, what do you think?
As far as cap hit, if it doesn't work out over the next couple of years, and his production's not bad, he's not going to be that hard to move, first off. So I'm not worried about the cap hit.
3 years, though, you wouldn't think moving him is
No,
going to be
I mean,
right.
It's only a 3-year
Unless
contract. I don't think that should be a problem. He's 31, so it shouldn't be a problem.
as long as the back end doesn't drop out over the next year and a half and they decide to completely blow it up.
It's happened before, right?
Been there, right?
Right.
Us old guys.
Yeah.
Matt's just lived the hard times.
Yeah.
At least you got a taste now this year.
Yeah.
But back on point with Hoffman, though, the 5-on-5 is did scare me. My brother was a Sens fan and said, like, some nights he can be one of the best players on the ice, and then he can go 4 games, you don't even notice him.
Yeah. That's why he's not.
But he will score. But he did put
record.
it nicely that he was glad that he left Ottawa, though.
There's Hoffman's numbers right there.
The numbers, like I was saying. I mean, his numbers, I think, are fine.
Just 3 seasons ago, he put up 36 goals and 34 assists for Florida.
Right.
So he's capable of 30-plus goals a year. And I'm 100% hoping we see a season like that this year. That would be great. If we imagine we get 35 goals out of the guy.
Last time we had someone score over 30.
Yeah, no, the potential there with Hoffman is pretty good for points.
But in the last stat, he scored 17 goals, but I believe he was out for a little bit, wasn't he, as well?
No, it's a 52-game season. He had a 56-game season. It's a shortened season. So 17 goals in 52 games.
But the Blues were a mess last year too, though.
There you go. So even then,
he was still able to put up those numbers on a pretty.
That's if you prorate that, that's over 25 goals.
Right.
And now with this said, I'm trying to be as unbiased, but I always thought when I seen him play, and I did see him play a couple of times in St. Louis because I do like the Blues as well. Probably my second favorite team, but he's needed. He's going to provide the goals that we're missing from Weber, and that's important.
Yeah, but okay, he's going to provide some goals that we're going to be missing from guys that have gone. But the problem there is we needed more goals. They were here. We needed more than that. So it's not enough, but it's a good way towards getting to those goals that we needed. So, yeah.
Right, like you said, it doesn't move the needle a whole lot, but it moves the needle a little bit.
Well, I also think you got to look at Cole Caulfield will be here all season. That's extra goals that obviously he wasn't able to provide because he wasn't here. So he'll provide some of that needed offense. I would think Suzuki's going to have extra.
Oh, Suzuki's going to be giving him. Going to be giving the chemistry between Caulfield and Suzuki. I think is unreal. I'm so excited to see the full season of that.
KK going to probably move up into the second spot. So you got to think that there's going to be an increased production from KK. So there'll be more goal production. And Hoffman, the good thing about Hoffman is he'll take care of a good chunk of the goals that are needed, right? And then the other guys, hopefully, some of the other guys will be able to pick up the slack on that. And
the power play will get a little better.
And that's what you said. You hit the nail in the coffin. Montreal will get the goals that they're missing from Weber and half of what they're going to miss from Deneau. In Hoffman, it's time for Caulfield full season. Should pick up Deneau's goals and add some offensive help. So,
I mean, Deneau.
And I don't think it'd be that. And no disrespect to Phil Deneau, but I don't think it'd be hard to pick up those goals.
No.
So and like I said, it's going to help the power play immensely.
You can even throw Jonathan Drouin's goals in there too, because
yeah. And that's the thing. If Drouin does come back, like Bergevin said, I mean, You got him as an excellent playmaker, potentially giving Hoffman service, Suzuki. I mean, you get the playmakers there and the goal scorers. I mean,
Yeah,
Drouin will score lots of goals on the fourth line.
I wanted to say that I'm not going to trust this. When Bergevin said Drouin's ready to be back, they want him back, all that. Fine. I don't think they can say anything else. I'm not going to trust that that's going to be how it is.
Right. No, we're all like we had a conversation, but before this, so we were all kind of uneasy about that. But I'm just thinking if he is in the lineup.
No, but what I mean by that isn't that I don't think that he isn't ready to come back. It's not what I mean. I just don't think he'll be here. I really don't. I think they're going to move on him. I don't know why I think that. I'm not going to explain it. Just in that, I don't know. I got this feeling that they're going to move on him. And move. I just go forward from there. I don't know. First of all, I don't see where's there a place for him really. I mean, I don't know if there's a real place. You can say, well, a guy like Drouin, you got to find a place for him in the lineup. But if you look at the lineup, somebody's moving anyway. Somebody's moving.
Fourth line center.
I think that could be Paquette because Paquette can win a lot of faceoffs.
He's not a fourth line center. You're not paying $5.5 million for somebody.
That's the other thing too. Yeah, no, I agree with Rick there. I mean, you got to think about the money. You're giving him.
If that's all he's playing,
basically top 6, maybe top 9 money. You can't put him on the fourth line.
Though,
I think Paquette's the fourth line center. If you can't get a top line center to replace Danault, and it sounds like Suzuki is going to take that spot anyway.
Okay,
I can see Suzuki, KK, Evans, Paquette. I think would be the.
Wait, analyze it for a second. Let's analyze it.
I didn't talk about him, but Paquette, that's exactly what. As soon as we picked him up, I was like, okay, so the Habs want him for the fourth line center. Suzuki maybe move up.
Paquette can win. He's a decent face-off guy too. That's he can win a lot of face-offs.
But he's fourth line. That's it.
It's going to be nice.
But they could put him out there, like if they need a face-off one, and then get him out. He's not like a Danault guy that you could. But I'm just saying, like Paquette can win face-offs.
Okay, now we're gonna go over this for a second. We're talking about Drouin. To me, Drouin is definitely top 9, but should be in your top 6. Here's the wingers that are there. See who he replaces. Hoffman, Caulfield,
nope.
Toffoli,
nope.
Anderson,
nope.
Gallagher,
no.
Gallagher. There's 5 guys ahead of him. So I'm just saying, unless you're going to spend 5.5 on him, and you might have no choice, and I get that, he's playing third or fourth line.
Fourth line.
So this is why I really think
Byron and Paquette.
No, I really think Drouin's got to be. You got to
third line at best.
I don't know. I think you got to move him, but I know he's a French player, but he's a French player who can't really handle the pressure here. We know this, if not from him or from the team, we know this from Phil Danault because Phil Danault pretty much said it, and I suspect, as I know Matt does, that big reason why Danault's not still here is that pressure for the French players here in Quebec. So I just wonder if this is what's happening, that I think they're going to move Drouin.
I can see it. I mean, I can definitely see it because you're right. I mean, why pay $5.5 million for a guy who's going to play, third or fourth line minutes? Like, it just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
And they just got Hoffman. He's not moving. Caulfield's not going anywhere. I don't think Toffoli, with his contract, why would you want to move a great contract like that? Anderson's not going anywhere. Gallagher's not going anywhere. So, like,
Gallagher may be the next. I still think Gallagher is going to be the next captain.
So so where does
that's the other discussion we're going to have soon.
Yeah, I'm going to do a video on
that.
I an argument against it, but we're not talking about that here, guys. So there's 5 guys ahead of him. I don't see how you can argue that those 5 guys are not ahead of Jonathan Drouin.
No, I would agree with you, Rick. I think those 5 guys are better than Drouin.
Keep them on the
I really do.
You slide them into the wing. and put him down with Byron and Paquette. What a heck of a fourth line, or a third line even.
Okay, that's possible.
But I can't see paying a guy $5.5 million to stay in the fourth line.
But you might have no choice. He's here. He's signed.
Right.
You might have no choice, but you don't want to do that, though.
Right.
You don't want to if you don't have a choice. Now, if you do what you say, so that's going to leave. We still have Armia and Lehkonen fighting for one spot.
And even, I mean, if Perry resigns, but I think Perry just knows kind of his role is kind of like the,
there's a lot of depth. There's a lot of good depth, and there's a lot of depth that you can't really sit down. You have to be playing. So I don't see how somebody's not moved.
You got to move somebody if
you go by process of elimination.
And I don't think you're moving Armia because you just re-signed him.
No, you're not. You just re-signed him. You go by process of elimination. It's between Lehkonen, who is still unsigned right now. He's an RFA. He's unsigned. Byron, who has a contract that you could also say might be a little untradeable, and Drouin. And I don't see how it's not between those three guys. What do you guys think?
Drouin is definitely out of all of them my one to go.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
You retain some salary. You retain $1.5 million.
We're gonna have the space to do it with Weber on LTIR. I mean, we got what, $9-ish million right now if you count.
Well, you retain $1.5 million. You're still out. You're still ahead $4 million.
Yeah.
I think if you retain $1.5 million, you should be able to find a taker for Drouin. He's a bit of a high risk, but he's a super high reward. Like, if the problem with him is,
he's a great playmaker. He's a phenomenal passer.
If the problem has been pressure that's here, right? French player in Montreal, then moving him to another team should be perfect for him.
Right.
Seattle.
Yeah, I'm thinking Seattle. Seattle can afford him.
And not just that, Jonathan Drouin would help Seattle.
Well, he's a super high reward. If the problem is the pressure here, then he's a super high reward if everything's good. And apparently everything's good.
Look, everybody knows that Drouin's hands is not the problem, but they brought him in the goal scorer.
Drew, you got Wi-Fi problems.
To Adam Larson.
That all broke up. Don't worry about it. It happens with Wi-Fi. Listen, Drouin is he's not a goal scorer. He never was. We all were hoping, but he's not. But he's a great playmaker. And on a young team, I want to say a young team, but a new team like Seattle, yeah, this kid could be a huge payoff if everything works out well. And, if they retain $1.5 million, you're getting them for $4 million. You might sweeten the deal with a draft pick.
Yeah, we got 1,000 of them. Why the hell not?
And you take nothing back.
And right now, like Jeff said earlier in our chat, we got no room yet for these kids. Like, because if you bring up Gooley, who you taking out of the lineup?
No, well, you're not. Yeah, of course. No, Gooley comes up on a tryout for a game or two.
Easily, Caden is definitely my him. And
give him some time in Laval anyway. I would rather see Gooley spending some time in Laval first. So we'll see how
that's definitely majority, but I'd like to get him up.
So
move Drouin and Paling.
Well, there's another guy, right? Ryan Paling. Ryan Paling should be ready. So Ryan Paling, sure, he could spend another season or part of in Laval, but Ryan Paling looks like he's ready.
But he's another center, so do you put him at the fourth line and have Paquette be like?
Well, if you're a team that's kind of cap strapped, a guy like Ryan Paling, right, brings down your cap. So I could see Paling even make. So like I see more movement happening here. We got to reduce.
I think so. I think there's definitely a trade or two that's going to be made.
I think so.
I don't think Bergevin's done.
No, I don't think so. It's too early, and it's only the first day of free agency.
Right.
So still a lot of time. I think there's going to be something going on.
Unless they offer sheet somebody, No one on that list is
I
worth
think
bringing.
And B
Yeah.
has the cojones to do it. He's done it before.
I think there's no money for it. Where are you going to get the money
No,
from?
there's not. But
Where are you going to get the money from?
The only other thing, myself and my fellow Montreal Canadian cousin, we were talking about it today. How surprised would you be with Bergevin? Because Bergevin reminds me of Pete Carroll and the Seattle Seahawks. Man, you never know what that guy's gonna freaking do. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if they brought Hoffman in literally to flip
throw a pass at the goal line.
To flip Hoffman?
I have to go get him.
I think
go
that's
after
pretty
a
good.
center. You throw him, Paling, a couple of picks. You're going to get yourself that big center you want.
Real dirty pool. I don't know about that. I mean, you just sign a free agent and then you're going to flip him. I don't know.
That's business, baby.
No, I don't see Hoffman being flipped. I think Hoffman's here.
Hoffman brings you the goals you need. I don't see him being flipped.
Yeah.
I don't see him being flipped.
I think you got to move.
I gotta agree with Rick on that.
You got to move the other salary. Listen, what happens if?
Okay.
I'm going to give a point. What happens if next season we go for another good run? They're going to make the playoffs. They're going for a good run. There's a month to go. Boom. Jonathan Drouin has taken another sabbatical. Can't handle the pressure. What do you do then?
You know what? That's a really good cup of coffee.
Javy Coffee. Good coffee. Get yours through the link in the description below.
But you're going to have to give up something. You may have to throw in Ryan Paling. Might have to take one for the team and get dealt with. I think prospect.
No, from what I'm seeing, they're just looking for draft picks for the next few years. I think they're looking for draft picks. I don't think they're looking.
Who, Seattle?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. You got to throw in. No, I don't. You know what? I say this. If you just don't take anything back from Seattle. There's already been 3 cases of that happening this year.
I was going to say like the Gostisbehere trade to Arizona. You say
there's 3 times. It's happened 3 times.
Detroit made my favorite trade in the day.
Or take back futures. Who knows?
I also think Seattle made probably the best free agent move of the day with Grubauer. I said I think Seattle signing Grubauer might be one of the best moves of the day because
brilliant. I agree.
Like now they got themselves, one of the top 10 goalies I think in the NHL,
and it's $4.9 million. I'm sure.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
$4.9 million for Grubauer. I'm pretty sure it's 4.9.
It might be 5.
Anyways, even 5.9, but it's brilliant.
I really think that
was probably the best. I'd say that was the best move of the day. I grade that an A. I mean, you get one of the best goalies in the league.
Seattle's made some good moves.
You get a great defense ahead of them. Yeah, maybe give them Drouin if they want to add a playmaker to that forward core.
They need a playmaker. They do need a set of hands there.
For everybody laughing at Seattle for the draft. And look what they could have had. I think they've made some really good moves since then.
They've also haven't they traded back a couple of the guys that they took?
They have for draft picks, which is fine.
Right.
But I think they've made
some. Think of a second for the netminder that they stole from Washington,
Vanacek, yeah.
Well, they didn't steal him. They gave him back. So they got a 4th round pick. I think that's fine. That's the brilliance of it. They're setting up for down the road as well. And they're not going to be cash strapped in 4 years, I don't think, like Vegas is. I think it's a big difference.
I'm still mad at Vegas about what they did to Marc-Andre Fleury. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah.
That was so bad.
They're not a very classy organization, I've got to say.
No, holy crap, no.
So Who else?
I'd love to see him end up back in Pittsburgh for the last year.
Okay, guys, let's not get off the. We can talk about it, but I mean, we're talking about free agent frenzy. He wasn't a part of that, so.
All right, edit that out.
No, it's okay. I don't mind. Just don't talk about it again, okay? Okay, so exactly. So, who for each of you guys, who
KK
stood out in? He also didn't get signed today. Who stood out today in any of the moves that were made that you saw signings?
KK is, I think he's in play, and he's another guy. You can't play center, so we're going to ship you.
How can he be in play?
Because everybody's in play with Bergeron. What are you talking about?
First, tell me what you're smoking, because I think that might be a contributing factor.
No,
KK. Look, how could KK
has been involved.
How?
He's trade bait.
But they lost Deneau. He becomes no trade bait unless you're getting a center back.
I thought they took KK off the center last going off and threw him on a wing.
He's going to be a center next. Okay, wait a second.
Oh, they're going to make him a full-time center next year?
Am I going crazy here? No.
No, you're not going crazy here.
He's a full-time
I think
center
Delaney's
now.
loses his marbles.
I swore
no, KK is a center.
He played some wing in the playoffs because of an injury, not because.
Okay, that's where I was confused.
During the regular season, they played him at center, if I'm not mistaken.
He did play the wing in the playoffs, right?
For a few games.
Okay. Never mind.
KK's not in play.
No,
he's going to get signed.
They lost to
signed him. KK because he was a winger.
He has to be re-signed. He has to be extended. Because
he hasn't even signed his qualifying offer yet.
Sorry, Jonathan Drouin got taken out of center and put on the wing.
Jonathan Drouin's a winger.
But when they brought him over, he was supposed to be a center.
But he was a winger to start with. They tried to convert him to a center. He didn't work. I know you want to see him be a center, but center's not the spot for him.
No, it's definitely where he played wing for a couple of games. That's what confused me. Never mind.
And again,
that was what they call a brain fart, I guess.
That worked.
Hey everybody! Hey everybody! In this video, no. Hey everybody! Oh, I screwed myself.
Hey everybody! I'm Rick. Thanks for Hey everybody! My name is. I don't even know what my name is. But again,
I was gonna say, if you would have moved to KK to the wing, then. Again, there's too many wings. Where the hell do you put him? You can't put him in the wing. He's got to play center.
Makes complete sense, man.
If Drouin plays center, KK goes to the wing. But again, we have too many.
I'd rather have KK at center. I really would.
We have too many top 9 wings, which is a special down at the corner barbecue place over here. We have too many top 9 wings. That's the problem here right now. Is that there's too many guys. I don't know who gets moved. It's got to be somebody. You got to think. Even Lehkonen, who may be the lower guy on that totem pole. He's not sitting in the stands. You don't think Lehkonen will be the extra guy, do you?
I don't know if I even with Lehkonen too. He's pretty decent defensively. I don't know if I want to give that up.
No, you want to have him. That's it.
Yeah,
he's got to be on your third line. He can play first line. We saw it in the playoffs.
He can play shutdown defense.
So he's not going.
I think, like you said, once Deneau goes, I think as soon as that happens, Lehkonen and KK both immediately are all right. They're not. You can't do anything with them. Then you got to keep them.
Yeah, for sure. I thought Lehkonen was going to stay anyways. You got to have a guy.
I did. You want
to win a cup. You want to win a Stanley Cup. You need guys like Lehkonen. You literally do, and you need a guy like Lehkonen. You have to have a guy like that.
I would feel a lot more confident if they had another center besides Lecky, though.
Lecky's not a center. Delaney, are you okay?
What are you talking? You just literally said Lehkonen would be a center.
No,
'Cause
No, I
like
was
for-
talking about
He
his
could
good
play
defensive
first
play as a
line.
wing. We lose to no and lose that defense. We can't really afford to lose Lehkonen in the defense he brings to us.
100%.
Oh, okay. I completely zoned out.
And it's another guy that you can play all over the lineup. The guy can
Exactly.
play fourth line
He's
all
like
the
an
way down to
Armia.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he
yeah,
did
no.
great in the playoffs, that first line. So, no, you can't get rid of a guy like that.
He's a penalty killer too.
Here's another thing. Who's of the three guys, Lehkonen, Byron, Drouin, who's the least dependable?
Drouin.
Consistent?
Drouin.
Oh yeah, no. Getting out of Drouin.
Jonathan Drouin by a mile and a half.
So I think we're
By
kind
about
of
8 miles.
getting there. That I think Jonathan Drouin is going to go. Okay, let's get off the Canadiens now because we can beat this dead horse. Again, like I'm going to ask the question for each of you guys: who was anything surprise, a standout, whatever in the signings today?
Without a doubt, my standout is and A+ of the day, New Jersey. I don't know how they got Hamilton. Why would Hamilton go to New Jersey?
Money.
That's a good
Like-
question.
They had the money for him.
It's got to be
That's
right.
like-
$9 million. He got 9.
I think
so.
it's because they offered him probably the most money.
Because Subban's $9 million gone next
laughing.
year.
Exactly.
Think about that. They got Subban and Hamilton. That's $18 million.
Jeez.
But Subban's done. It's the last year of his contract. He's a free agent next year.
That's
So
the
they're
Habs
just
bring
gonna-
him back
That's
out
a
of
lot of
nowhere.
money. They had the money, though. They had the money.
Was that part of the sales pitch? It's like, hey, we're gonna get rid of that dead weight PK at the end of this year, and we'll be
they
able
might
to
not
get you some talent to go with
They
you.
might not get rid of him, but he won't make $9 million.
Oh God, no!
He won't make a
Jesus.
third of that.
No.
I don't. I'd be surprised if he makes 3.5. That's about what I would expect.
You
I
imagine
know
if like
more than that
MB
after
just
this.
goes out and says,
2.5 a
"Hey,
year.
PK, come back."
But think about it. At 2.5 million, say 3.5, PK Subban becomes a very interesting defenseman to get. Right at the right
At
money.
that rate, yeah.
At the right money, PK Subban, it's not as bad. But at $9 million for what he's been giving the last couple of seasons,
Oh no!
that's where the problem's been, right?
Now, would you say we have the puck moving issue again at the end of this season? Right? Would you consider maybe bringing him back as like that puck mover?
Not unless Gallagher's gone.
Right.
They don't get along. It's clear they don't. I don't think
I
would
know
put
they
that
don't.
together.
I think we talked about this before too, but
Especially
no, I
if
know they
Gallagher's
don't.
going to be captain. If that happens, I don't think that's even going to be a consideration. Because you got to think the captain would be somewhat consulted on it, right?
You're right.
I don't think it would work. It's clear
Well,
they don't like each other.
in an organization not named the Vegas Golden Knights, you'd think so. If it's the Vegas Golden Knights, probably not. They don't consult anybody on anything.
Yeah, but we're not the Knights, so.
Like I said, New Jersey dropping the bag down on Hamilton. Kudos to you. If I was to go the other way, it would definitely be for the Carolina Hurricanes. How could you go from having a very solid tandem to the potential dumpster fire you're going to have this year? Like, I'm sorry, I have
Nick, they didn't even get
zero
Bernier or
faith.
Mrazek.
How could they move on whatever his name is?
Nedeljkovic.
Nedeljkovic. How could they
Like-
move on that kid for a matter of $1.5 million?
Well, I guess too. Steve Eisman got interviewed about it. He was like, "I have no idea. They offered him." I said, "Yes, like that."
And it was $1.5 million on a young kid like
There's
that.
a reason
who-
I have a job here.
promising.
No.
I don't know how they did that. That to me,
No, I don't get it. And I thought he was going to be their
Carolina.
guy moving forward. I thought he showed a lot of promise. I was dumbfounded.
for me, Carolina might be my biggest surprise. Is how they took a team that is going places. I think they ruined it.
I think they did too. And I don't like the fact that they lost Jake Bean. I like Jake Bean a lot.
There's a lot of things. I'm surprised that.
But like,
Carolina.
and I'm not surprised. Like, when Eisenman
Bean-
got that offer with Nedeljkovic, I'm sure he went, "Okay, yep, I'm doing this before you have any second thoughts."
Yeah.
Like, how do
Did
you not?
like this?
For,
You take
for
do you-
Detroit,
Like, that just made the
Solves a
Detroit
problem.
Red Wings that much better.
He just
Like-
he gave them
Not
the
that they're going
goalie
to
of
be
the
insanely
future.
good, but I mean, now the Red Wings can kind of build. And,
He gave them the goal. They gave him the goalie of the future for the Red Wings, more than
But
likely.
that-
right?
and I
If
was-
he works
and
as
Rick,
the
I was
goalie-
just about to say that they actually gave him a goalie that's going to be able to save that sack of crap team.
well,
A
they're
few extra
emerging.
games this year.
they are.
He's
I don't
made
think
some
they're going to
good
be that
moves.
bad. I don't think they're going to
Eisenman
be
made some
great.
good moves. They're going to be a better team, and they're coming up. And he's a young guy. He'll be around in the 2-3 years when they're better.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they gave him a goalie that's going to help. Why would they? Like I
don't know.
I
Listen,
can't
if
figure out Carolina.
Carolina fans, I know want
I feel
the
I don't like
GM's head on
Carolina,
a
but
platter right now.
yeah,
They are.
I feel
They're
good.
all
Well-
disgusted with him.
Yeah,
Who was that goalie that Carolina signed?
Anderson.
Oh yes, the
They
guy
signed
that
Freddie.
the guy the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
The Toronto Maple Leafs at getting good goaltenders is like Montreal getting good centers. They haven't had one in years.
I got a question for you. Do all the players that the fans blame everything on, are they all going to go to Carolina? Gardner?
That'd be awesome. I'd love to
Gardner
see
went,
some
Gardner
Gardner
and
out there.
Anderson.
Anderson now? Like, is that what happens? The
Who's
graveyard
going to
for
be
all
his
that?
backup, by the way? Does he even have a backup right now, or is it
Oh,
just him?
they have somebody. I can't remember now who.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Bernier?
Oh my
Did they
god.
get Bernier?
No, Bernier's
No.
not signing with them. Bernier's gone. Bernier, neither
Starting
Bernier or
goalie.
Mrazek signed
They
with them
got somebody else.
because they
Anderson
traded
is number
Nedeljkovic
one.
for Bernier, and Bernier skipped town, so they traded him for
Delaney
nothing.
knows.
The backup goalie. Tell me if this sounds familiar. It's Anderson and James Reimer.
Well, that's their. That's right. Reimer's staying there, I think.
Yep, they
Now,
re-signed
wasn't that
Reimer.
the tandem in Toronto?
You know
Yep.
what? That's not so bad. That's not so bad. It's just that I don't know how you move on a young
With that
kid. Like,
defense in front of him?
no, wait.
Matt,
It's not
Matt,
so bad.
that
at
looks
tandem.
like the face that I had. I was like, hey, remember when they gave up? Like, they had those two guys in their prime, and that wasn't a good tandem.
No.
Not going to Carolina, not going to make them any better.
Oh, they had
like-
it in
That was
Toronto.
Toronto's tandem for a while,
true.
yeah.
I forgot about
Toronto
that.
are going to be.
I forgot.
Like I told Percy, I was like, you guys are going to be laughing because I think Anderson's going to get half lit up playing Crosby and Ovechkin on a reg.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think Anderson potentially could surprise.
He could, but
Yes, he could surprise.
He lets
like the
in a
number
lot
one
of weak
goalie
goals.
from Denmark could be.
Okay, I'm not saying
That's
he
why
will.
Denmark don't win medals.
No, I'm not saying that he will or won't. Well, never mind. Montreal's got a goalie from Denmark in their system that looks good. What's his name now? Can't remember his name. He's a big guy too, tall.
I should clarify this.
I think I heard about
always-
that. Yeah, I saw a picture of
No.
him at like practice or whatever, and he was towering over everybody.
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing. Have you either one of you guys watched the Sarah Kasher Boner guy that I'm from Kazakhstan or whatever?
Yeah.
Like the number one. That's why I always say
So,
the number,
what's his name
like
again?
number
Borat.
one prostitute in Kazakhstan.
Borat.
Yeah,
His
that's
sister,
Sacha
Borat.
Baron Cohen. Yeah,
his sister is number 4 prostitute in the country, or number 6, I think maybe.
Right.
She got a
But
demotion.
no, I think Peter Mrazek, Toronto actually did smarten their goaltending up with because he's going to be. I trust Mrazek more than I would
Oh, that's-
Anderson
I think,
in the
yeah.
game.
Toronto did pretty good.
Yeah,
I
it's
hate to
Campbell
say
Mrazek.
it, but Toronto did pretty
Think
good.
about this too. Bernier skipped town, so now Carolina basically traded Nedeljkovic for nothing.
Where did
literally
Bernier
nothing.
go? Where did he go? He signed somewhere today, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did.
I have it. I should be able
New
to find that.
Jersey? Did he go to New Jersey as well?
New Jersey Devils.
Yeah, he did. He
Yeah.
went to New Jersey.
Could you? So essentially, now Carolina traded Nedeljkovic for nothing.
For nothing, yeah.
Like that can't. Oh my god.
No, it's like a dumpster fire over there in Carolina this year.
I think
Okay,
it's
yeah.
Carolina
They
gonna be-
went from like, oh, they could contend to
Yeah, to
you're in trouble.
yeah. So Matt, your turn.
Okay,
What-
and then they lost arguably one of their better players to the conference rival in New Jersey.
Yeah,
like
Hamilton.
an emergent pot.
Yeah, they weren't going to pay $9 million for Hamilton. Matt, what was your stand? Whatever that happened today.
So like I said, I'm going to stick with Grubauer for my standout. I honestly think like
Good point.
Ron Francis, like that had to
Nailed
probably
it.
be my favorite deal of the day.
Yeah, he nailed it.
Because now he gets his new team, in my mind, a top 10 goalie in the NHL. I really think so.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I
and
agree.
with the defense in front of him isn't even that bad. So I think he's got a decent team. You know, and I just, like I said, adding that, I mean, I kind of feel bad for Chris Drager because I thought he was going to be the starter, but yeah, I think getting Grubauer is humongous.
I think it changes them from being probably a team that maybe fights to get into the playoffs to a team that I think might get into the playoffs a lot easier than we thought.
That's also a name. That's also another name on the team.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. With that division next year, because I don't know in a regular season where Edmonton or especially Calgary play everybody in the league that they can make the playoffs. I can see the crack get in easily in the fourth.
Yeah, I like the moves they've made as far as that. I think.
Yeah, I think.
Move.
Yeah, no, 100%. I got to go Grubauer. I think that's just smart all around. Smart money, smart term, smart play. I mean, bringing in that caliber goaltender into a team that's just starting out, that's going to be a draw. Ownership wise, that's a draw for the fans. That's a draw for ownership. Like that's just that it just benefits the franchise as a whole. In terms of just everything, in terms of like money, like bringing in sales, bringing people to games, and the on ice product. So, yeah, I think that's probably my best signing of the day. If I had to pick one I didn't like, it's probably Goligoski for $5 million. Ew.
Yeah.
No. He's not worth anywhere close to that.
It's one of those contracts. That's a contract that'll bite them in the ass.
Yeah. I know it was only for 1 year, but that's a lot. I think that's way too much. In his prime, I can see it, but he's nowhere near what he was.
It's definitely, at least in my opinion, $2 million overpaid. I'm sorry, I wouldn't.
I don't know him well enough, but yeah, it's got to be.
In his prime, I could see it, but where he is now, no, I couldn't justify giving him anything over maybe 2.5 or 3 max. And he's very slow. He's still decent defensively, but he's slow. He gets beat the pucks. He can kind of be out-muscled still a little bit. Doesn't really put up points. He can the odd point here and there, but yeah, I didn't like that at all. And not really a signing, but just the fact that they could lose this guy is also the Kaprizov situation in Minnesota. That could end up being really good or really, 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 really bad.
Which situation?
The Kaprizov situation.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be sorted out. That's bad.
Second-year player wants $10 million.
When in Minnesota, you overpay for somebody.
That's crazy.
That's what they do.
$10 million. He put up what? What was he like?
He wasn't even a
point-per-game player in his first year, and he wants $10 million.
He turned down $9 million, so he wants 10 at least. Crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I read somewhere that he thinks he's worth 10 to 11. I'm like, okay, you're smoking crack.
Yeah, something.
Forget about that. Go to the KHL then.
Yeah.
If you can consistently put up the points you put up last year for a couple years, maybe.
Do it 2 or 3 years.
After 1 year, no.
Nope.
Absolutely not. That's honestly franchise suicide if you pay him that much money right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I think my favorite stat of the day was the fact that it was something like 120 players or something crazy like that got signed for over $500 million.
Yeah, it was over like $500 million got spent today. It shattered what it was last year. I thought that was incredible.
And when I looked at the list of players that were available this year, I was like, that's worth $500 million.
Oh. And a flat cap, too.
Yeah, but it may be part of it is the sheer volume of signing.
Yeah. And that's the other thing with the Kaprizov situation. No one's shelling out $10 million in a flat cap that's not going to go up for another couple of years. Like that's,
For
you
a
know what I
second-year
mean?
player, not for a
Yeah.
second-year player.
No, but even then, in a flat cap, who in the hell is paying that kind of money? That's literally essentially the franchise is essentially committing suicide for a couple of years because they're screwed. They'd be absolutely screwed.
Matt, if any team in the NHL is going to do that to tie themselves to the cap, it will definitely be Minnesota. They love being at the cap.
Well,
they just had to buy out 2 players that were handcuffed.
Well, if they do that next year, he's a complete bust, then Bill Guerin's going to want to get as far away from Minneapolis as he possibly can.
I love Minnesota. I do have a soft spot for the Wild because of my old love for the North Stars. Is why I still kind of like Dallas. But if Guerin, if they cave, he's got to go. Like that would be the dumbest move. You can't go doing that.
Oh my God!
Could you imagine Montreal did that to like KK or something? You know, even Caulfield.
Well, KK didn't get his numbers.
Pardon?
KK didn't put up those numbers.
No.
No, if KK was asking now with the numbers he put up, I'm fairly certain Mike Bergevin would knock him out.
Well, no, it's not going to happen.
But what about if Caulfield comes out this year and puts up Kaprizov's numbers? And then
doesn't matter. We don't have to worry about him for what, this year and the year after. I think he's still his last year on his ELC.
Two. So
don't got to worry about him. Suzuki is the one we got to worry about because if he goes off, he's an RFA at the end of the year.
Yeah, either way, if he goes off or he doesn't, they've got to sign him long term.
I think so. I think so.
Money down the road.
I think he's too good to lose. I really do.
They'll give him more money than KK will get in a bridge deal, but they got to sign him long term to keep that down for the next
right.
One, right?
With the inconsistencies of KK, would you be if they can't move Drouin? What would you do about KK then? Would you? I'd say I think he's in play, to go, for some reason. I don't know if the Buys are confident in him.
You move Drouin.
Drouin's gone.
Then bury him in a fucking
if they can move Drouin, they're going to move. If somebody said right now, I'd say a 6th and a 7th rounder next year. I think Bergie will go. Okay, you take Drouin. Just get him off our roster. Get him away. I don't want to deal with it.
No way you're keeping Drouin over KK. No way. And if you do, go to the mental hospital nearest you because you got a problem.
Yeah, that's when you bring out the straitjackets.
I'm wrong.
But here's the thing. If they're lacking goals and KK is not going to be the goal scorer that we were hoping, he's a heck of a playmaker.
Well, what's Drouin?
He's not the goal scorer. KK is the type of guy that I can see when who were they talking about? You're going
to keep Drouin.
Eichel.
You're going to keep Drouin.
Eichel.
Well, for Eichel,
Eichel deal to Montreal made sense. That apparently was rumored out there that had KK involved in that deal.
Yeah, because they
don't
made
me believe that they would be okay with moving KK, and given the fact that he was benched a couple times in the playoffs.
Wait a second. Look who you're talking about moving him for. For Eichel,
I'm not talking about moving KK for anybody in particular. I'm talking about moving KK for a goal scorer.
Of what caliber?
Something good.
No, unless you're getting a guy like. No, I don't agree with.
You got to get a center back. Then we're shooting ourselves in the foot with the center position again that we just built up after God knows how long without.
You're not getting rid of KK. You're not. And if you're talking about that, Drouin scores less goals than KK.
Yeah, Drouin scores 3 goals and has 30 assists.
He had 2.
All right. One less goal than Helco scored in his entire career.
He there last year?
Well, he had 2 goals and 20-odd assists, so he was there long enough. I'm just saying that he's not a goal scorer, so you're not.
No, he's going to set up a lot of goals, but he's not going to score them.
No, I mean, relax on getting rid of KK. Why are you getting rid of KK so fast?
because we could use a goal-scoring center and not another playmaker. KK is going to score goals.
Okay, but who are you
I
saying
don't
with
see
KK?
Kotkaniemi as a consistent 25 goal scorer, and I like to have another 25 goal plus scorer on center.
So if KK's not going to do that, he's not good enough for that, then you're not trading him straight up. So you got to give him more.
No.
I don't know that it pays. I wouldn't give up on.
Well,
KK.
what center would you even try to trade for then at that point?
Well, that's another thing. There's no.
Because
I
I think
matter.
when KK gets into his own, I think he's good for maybe 15 or 20 goals.
Yeah,
maybe.
For sure.
Maybe a little more. Which I know you want more, but listen.
Don't take this as haste. I'm a big fan of my little Finnish boys, but I'm just thinking, like, if they're going to try to bring in more goal scoring, he is an asset that we got because we have more wingers than centermen.
And by the way, the KK thing,
we can move a winger and KK and picks because we got a bunch of them to get a second to a top tier center. I'm just not confident that he's strong enough out of all of our centers. Like Parkett is going to be a great fourth line center. I love Suzuki down the middle as our number one center moving forward. That's the trajectory of Suzuki. But KK is a center, and he works right now because we need a center. We have no other options.
But I think Jake Evans is a solid third line center right now. I love Jake Evans.
Matt, I really thought you were going to mention his name before I got to him because he's a good Notre Dame guy, and that goes. I met him when he was at Notre.
I met a ton of players in the NHL when they were at college because I live right in the heart of Hockey East, so I go to a ton of games.
Okay, we're gonna call it here because it's over an hour, and we're off track because we're not talking about the free agent frenzy, but we did, and we had a good time doing it.
It was Habs related.
No, it's fine. It was a segue. That's all. It was just a way to segue. But we did talk about the free agent frenzy. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let us know what you think in the comment section. What you thought about Montreal's signings. What you thought about the signings in general today. Were there any that stood out to you for any particular reasons? Let us know in the comment section. And that's it. There's still more time. It was the first day of free agent frenzy, so there's still more things going to happen in the next few days anyway, and then it'll start to quiet down a little bit.
We will be here to recap everything for you guys.
Yeah, once something happens, Montreal's way, we'll definitely come back and talk about it. I want to thank everybody for watching. Give a thumbs up if you had a good time. Leave a comment, like I said, in the comment section. Subscribe and ring the notifications bell if you haven't already, and that'll get you your daily fix of Blue Blanc Rouge right here talking Habs. So from Matt, Delaney, and myself, thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. Stay safe out there. See you next time. Peace out, y'all. Have a great night, everybody. Bye, everybody.
Bonne nuit.
Bonne nuit.
Yeah.
To the mound.